All right, here we go with the next student. This contains several questions, so I'm going to read all of them and then address it as best I can, and then I'll review the questions, make sure I got to everything. So, it says, I was really shocked at the statistic of dogs being afraid of the vet's office. How do you think this 78.5% of dogs exhibiting fear at the vet could be countered? Should the vets make more of an attempt to create a safe and stress-free environment? Should the vet or the owner give treats to stressed, fearful dogs more frequently? Or should the owners make it more of a priority to go to the vet more often to create more exposure to the dog from an early age and throughout their life? So the answer to these questions some are yes and some are mixed. So I'm going to give you the general overview. If you adopt a puppy, when you are doing all of the things you need to do in that window of opportunity, the best thing you can do is to take a bunch of trips to the vet's office. The first time you might just walk around the outside, let your puppy get used to the smells, give it treats, play a game in the parking lot if that's safe, and then the next time, and you would just call your vet in advance and tell them that you want to do this. And I've never had a vet have a problem with it. So you let your vet know that you want to be bringing it in, and you can usually go in at your own time and just go into the waiting room. And again, give the dog treats. If there's staff that want to pet your puppy, which probably will happen, have them give the puppy treats, let it get used to the waiting room and the smells there. And by being proactive and doing that would greatly reduce the fear. But pretty much everything that happens at a vet's office is painful or stressful to the dog in one form or another. So that's part of why it's so common. I mean, it's not like it's not like going to dog training class or coming to UVM class and getting, pet and played with by all of you guys in the room. My dogs like going to UVM because good things happen there. Dogs usually don't like going places where bad things happen. So most dogs don't like groomers' offices. No matter how wonderful your groomer is, what dog wants to stand on that grooming table and be prodded and poked and brushed and scissored and have its nails cut? No dog that I know. Same thing with the vet's office. No dog that really wants to have what happens in a vet's office, although there are plenty of dogs that wag their tails and go in happily. That is also breed dependent. So you bring a retriever into a vet's office, you're likely to have a dog that is going to show less fear. You bring Falcon into the vet's office, and I can tell you one time when he was about 8 months old, I could barely drag him through the door to get into the vet's office. Even though he'd been in there willingly before that, I had no idea why he was flipping out. But I was pushing and pulling, and he absolutely did not want to go in. So even though I had done all those things I just explained, I ended up with a dog that hated the vet's office, and then over time, he now goes in comfortably. But I don't think he likes it. But like I said, the best way to prevent it would be that. The question about can vet's office make the veterinary environment less stressful and feel more safe to the dog? And there is now, one of you guys told me the name of it, but there's now a program that exists that is about making the vet's office stress-free. I cannot remember the name of it.
Fear-free. The fear-free.
Fear-free vet's office, or just fear-free?
Fear-free.
Okay, so if you heard that from Mihaela and I, it's called Fear-Free, and it's an actual program that vets can implement that should make the environment more comfortable for the dog. I have not looked into it. I know one of you told me about it, and I think it sounds really cool, and hopefully we'll see more vets practicing that as it becomes more well known. Hang on one sec. So to finish up, yes, it would be great if the vet and the owner should always give the dog treats throughout the visit, as long as the dog is not sick in such a way that it can't be eating said treats. And the puppy exposure I talked about, absolutely, if you want to continue it throughout the dog's life, where you go in, hang out in the waiting room, give it treats, ask somebody to pet it, and then leave, will certainly help to potentially maintain less fear, because it does have times where it goes in and nothing bad happens.